Hey YouTube, it's Next Gen Media, where I take your media and next gen it. No, that doesn't flow well. Hey YouTube, it's Next Gen Media, where I take your generation and next its media. Nope, one more time. Hey YouTube, it's Next Gen Media, your source of media nexting its gender interrelated content. Yep, that's much better. All right, I saw Black Panther Thursday night and thought it was pretty good. It's the 18th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and focuses on T'Challa's return to Wakanda after the events of Civil War to establish his new role as king. Unfortunately, this is not as easy as he was expecting, as he must encounter a powerful new foe, Erik Killmonger, who destines to rid Wakanda of its traditional, isolated ways to carry out what he feels is his destiny. The relationship between Erik Killmonger and T'Challa was by far my favorite aspect of this movie. There are a ton of different characters in the film, and while the plot is focused and there aren't a lot of side storylines, the film still branches out into different directions in the second third of the movie that I felt were not as powerful as the core development of T'Challa and Killmonger. In the first third of the movie, I really enjoyed watching T'Challa take on the role of Black Panther and quite literally fight his way to become king. And while the source of Black Panther's powers are far from groundbreaking in the superhero genre, the Wakandan culture and traditions he is a part of feel refreshing, unique, and most importantly, they highlight African culture in a way that no other superhero film has, and in that regard, this movie deserves much credit. Now let's talk about Chadwick Boseman. Just like many other actors in the MCU, it feels like he was born to play the role he is in. He not only looks the part physically, but he delivers a great performance as well. He also does not drop his accent once in this movie, which is always a plus. I hate when actors drop their characters' accents because it tends to be really distracting. And if you watch interviews with Chadwick Boseman, he also has a very strong knowledge on the character and knows of T'Challa's origins from the comic books. I feel like when you know an actor is all in and is fully dedicated to a role, it gets you that much more absorbed into the story because their performance feels more natural. And you know they took the part seriously and care about the character they are representing just as much, if not more, than you do. So let's talk about what this video is really about now. Erik Killmonger. Okay, I'm about to start getting into spoiler territory here, so if you want to avoid spoilers, I recommend you leave now. So here we go. We find out early on that Black Panther gets his powers from vibranium, right? It's what his suit is made of, it's what gives him strength and agility, hell, it powers all of Wakanda. However, this is not something that Wakanda shares with the outside world, as they keep it isolated within their culture. As we find out though, this policy is not okay with everybody. T'Chaka discovers that his brother N'Jobu finds this isolation policy to be selfish, and he vows to share the technology with people of African descent to conquer their oppressors. This ultimately leads to a fight in which T'Chaka kills N'Jobu to protect Zuri, and T'Chaka flees the scene and leaves N'Jobu's son, Erik Killmonger, behind in order to hide the truth from Wakanda. What I liked so much about the storyline was that it wasn't black and white, good versus evil. Yes, of course, it would be unsafe to let N'Jobu do his thing and leave vibranium weapons roaming around Africa, but it's not like N'Jobu was just after world domination or had completely malicious intentions. His character's intentions were at least plausible. And as we later find out, N'Jobu's death destroyed his son Erik. Erik was just a kid at the time who lost his role model. He was left feeling lost, hopeless, and angry. So he finds comfort in the fact that he will take over his father's legacy. He will fuel his hatred by fulfilling his father's destiny. This made me truly feel for Erik, and is part of why I thought he made for such a great villain. Because you could not only feel, but understand his pain. And here's my favorite part of all this. T'Challa gets it. T'Challa does not stand by his father's decision, and understands that T'Chaka did the wrong thing. N'Jobu was not a terrible person, and the fact that T'Chaka left Erik behind to hide the truth from Wakanda makes the matter even worse. We understand the hate and the emotion that he is feeling, and so does T'Challa. One of the most powerful scenes in the entire film is when T'Challa confronts his father in his vision. With disappointment in his face and tears forming in his eyes, he tells T'Chaka that he did the wrong thing. He let Wakanda down. How could T'Chaka leave an innocent child behind after murdering N'Jobu? It's such a powerful scene. Plus, Michael B. Jordan plays this villain so well. He has a tough, intimidating exterior. I mean, he literally has a scar on his body for every single person he kills, and there are a lot of scars. But we also see that he is a human being. When we see Erik in his vision where he finds N'Jobu's ring, we see tears coming down his face as he relives the moment that he found his father murdered by Claws of the Panther. And of course, by the third act, we see T'Challa and Erik Killmonger fight. And by the time this happens, both characters' motivations are well established enough to truly feel the intensity behind the battle. When T'Challa stabs Erik, you could see in T'Challa's eyes that he hates himself for it. He understands why Erik is fueled with such hatred, but now he must kill him because he has no other choice. He tries to save Erik, but Erik does not even want to be saved by this point, and T'Challa just looks absolutely broken. But as a result of Killmonger's villainous destiny, T'Challa opens a research center to teach people of the nation of Wakanda and their technologies. The villain progressed the story and provided a positive outcome to Wakanda. Killmonger's character isn't groundbreaking, but it's far more original and thought out than many other protagonist and antagonist storylines that we see from superhero movies. This is also similar to why I enjoyed Michael Keaton's Vulture. He was relatable, and his connection to our hero made that role meaningful. Don't get me wrong though, a villain does not have to be relatable to be great, right? If you understand where the Dark Knight's Joker is coming from, or feel that he is somehow a relatable character with realistic motivations, then you might be a twisted individual. A villain needs to be thought out, however, and must have a powerful impact on our hero to truly establish a meaningful character and a meaningful element to our hero's journey. While not every single one of Marvel's villains are well written, this one truly is in my opinion. T'Challa has never met Erik, and vice versa by the start of the film, yet they have so much emotion for one another which bonds them in such a malicious way. But I want to know what you think. Enough about me. Have you seen Black Panther? What do you think of Killmonger? What do you think of the film as a whole? Comment below and let me know. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and be sure to subscribe for more weekly content.